Hello everyone, Voodoo here, and 11.2.5 drops tomorrow on Live Realms. That's right, we're not talking about alpha today. Crazy stuff. So there's actually a few things coming with this update that actually affect Havoc aside from the turbo boost stuff. So we're gonna go over those. I'm gonna cover turbo boost Dinar stuff in this video as well, even though that's not gonna come out for 2 more weeks. But there are some changes to Havoc that for both for gearing and for builds that you should know about. So with that, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. All right, so the very first thing changing for Havoc in 11.2.5 is that cycles pre-stacking is being fixed. Basically what this means is that currently being Monday in 11.2 and beforehand, you can stack up cycle before you enter a raid boss or before you enter a Mythic Plus dungeon, and it'll carry forward. So every time you use I-Beam, it gives a shorter CD for the next one. So if I, right now my I-Beam will just cool down by 5 seconds. So if I use Beam here, it'll be a 35-second cooldown. If I meta, oh, I don't even have it, but the next one will be 30, and then 25 and 20. And you can stack those up, and you can carry these stacks into a boss fight, which enables some builds, like this mover one, or if we swap over to the other mover version, this one. So those are the kind of the 2 Fel-Scarred mover builds. It also is just a damage gain for all talent builds. It's more for Fel-Scarred because you can swap builds to this, but for Eldritch Reaver, it's also a gain as well. So they're actually changing this in 11.2.5 and fixing the bug to where pre-stacking is no longer possible for both Mythic Plus and Raid. What that means is that the mover builds for Fel-Scarred are dead. So the inertia build I talked about a few weeks ago and the exergy one I talked about a few weeks ago both die in a horrible fire. So instead, what you want to play in any single target raid fight is the no mover build, which is this one. Now this is the build I talked about in my original Havoc guide video, so I'm not going to do an updated guide. You can go check that out. It's probably linked to my channel somewhere. But this is the build we'll go back to. Now it's still ahead of Eldritch Reaver on single target. You'd still play this on all the same fights you were already playing Fel-Scarred, except maybe Nexus King Saladar. I think you probably just play Eldritch Reaver there because it can do more overall and the single target difference won't be as big anymore. But for stuff like Dementius, which is a big one right now, Fractalus, Lumathar, Plexus Sentinel, and you'd still play Fel-Scarred there, and then the Soul Hunters is like a toss-up, who cares? But you're just going to have less beams. Now, on top of that, they're actually, I think, bugging it the other way. We're not really sure. But right now, you will always have 1 stack, right? So it'll be a 35-second beam, then a 30-second beam, then a 25-second beam, then 20 for the rest of the fight. What's happening now is you actually won't even have this 1 stack. So what that's going to mean is your first beam will be 40 seconds, and then 35 seconds, and then 30 seconds, and then so on and so forth. So they're actually adding 5 more seconds to this cycle, which really sucks, but also really does increase the value of cog transformation. So not only is this bug being fixed, they're kind of also undoing or creating another one in a way. We're not really sure because it never really stated that it should have 1 stack to begin with. So this could have been a bug the whole time and no one really knows. But Havoc is eating a nerf for this. And as far as I'm aware at this moment in time, there are no compensatory buffs, which does suck. Now, I don't think Havoc will still be fine. Obviously, we're okay in Raid. We're pretty good in Mythic Plus. This doesn't really change any of that. But it is just going to mean that we are losing out on this talent build, and we are going to take more time to ramp up our I-Beam. So it will feel weird on some fights. Like, I believe Forge Weaver or Raz was really important for beam timings. I don't remember any other ones off the top of my head, but I remember that one was really big on prog for me for beam timing. So that'll suck. But just PSA, this will be your single target build now, and then your cleave build will still be this one, and then Mythic Plus builds won't change either. So the other big thing happening with this patch, aside from, everything being uncapped, well, things aren't uncapped yet, besides the Turbo Boost event, is that they're actually coming in and nerfing the belt. So right now, I have the 701 durable information securing katana or whatever with a socket, which is a pretty big deal, with the crit effect. You can't see it, but I have the crit effect that everyone's been using right there. Critical chain, very, very good. Very, good for lots of crit, whatever. So these are the 2 belts I have. They're only 704. I don't have a mythic belt yet. And they are 0.4 and 0.5% losses respectively. Now, I just noticed I'm floating. There you go. Now, in the next patch, so Tuesday, they're actually nerfing these effects on the critical chain and all the other belt effects by 20%. And by looking at the new sim, we see it's still the best, but it's actually worse. It's a side grade worse than some of the other belts. So what I would recommend doing is that if you have any belt that is equal or higher item level, I would just swap to it. Now, you can craft a myth belt now, and honestly, that probably is a pretty good use at this point. Like, I don't really have much other places to craft. I have these shoulders that honestly I shouldn't have upgraded. I don't know why I upgraded them one idle, but whatever. I have those shoulders, and that's about it. I'm not going to craft shoulders because it's a really good slot. So I might honestly just craft a belt at this point. But basically any 704 belt or higher, depending on your crit stat, is going to be better. Now there is a way you can sim this, and there's an expert mode option to do the override nerf. I will link this down below. If I forget to, you can just copy this like off word for word from your keyboard. I'll try to remember. If I don't, comment, and when I see that comment I will be like, oh shit, I fucked up, and I will fix it. Or if the swear is there. So this is the other important thing. Belt is going to be much worse. You want to swap it out whenever you can for a belt that is equal, again, or higher item level. All right, so the last thing that's going to be coming in this patch is going to be Dinars. Now, the Dinars don't drop till the 21st when you get your first one. But basically what they let you do is you're going to get 3 total Dinars, and they let you buy any item, well, any special item from raid bosses or Mythic Plus dungeons that you want, basically. There'll be a little vendor. Probably last time they're up here, I imagine them in a similar spot. And basically what happens is every week you get a quest to kill 4 raid bosses or do 4 dungeons, and you'll get a Dinar. The first week you'll get 3 from that quest. After that you'll get 1. So, you know, a total of 7 weeks get all 3 of your Dinar. Now you're probably wondering, Voodoo, what are the best things to buy? Now we're going to break this down into 2 things, both if you're a Mythic Raider or if you have 3000 IO. Otherwise, just buy whatever heroic items you're missing, I guess. But there are a few things you want. Now, the first thing is going to be the boots from Soul Hunters. This is going to be by far probably one of your highest upgrades. Now, I would sim yourself, obviously, and you will be able to do this, but these boots are crazy. And if you're a Mythic Plus only player and you'll never kill this on Mythic, I would even recommend buying these on Heroic if you haven't gotten them from Raid yet. Because these are just such a crazy item. Like, this is like insanely good. It's stupidly strong. It's really good. So really recommend picking this up. This is priority number 1. Priority number 2 is going to be is like a trinket, basically. It's an on-use trinket or a passive trinket. Now, I would say this is where it splits into Raider or Mythic Pluser. So for a Raider, I would honestly pick up Araz's Ritual Forge second. This is our best on use. You're going to play it on basically every fight, because on single target, Fel-Scarred really likes it. On AoE, it's really good for Eldrazi Reaver Cleave. It's just very powerful, and I would say picking this up is very strong. Another good trinket is Lumithar's Trinket. Now this one isn't as good as it might seem. Like, you can miss this a lot, but it's going to be your best trinket on like 6 or 7 of the fights in the raid, and is really good at Mythic Plus as well. So I think this is another really good pickup to get. If you have these already, you can go and buy stuff like Sigil of the Cosmic Hunt. This is very good in the last 2 bosses. Or if you're trying to meme around a bit, you could even eventually buy a Screams of Forgotten Sky, right? Like, that's it. So pretty much if you're a Raider, I would do boots first for buying things. Then I would do your on use and Araz's Ritual Forge. And then at that point, you can kind of take stock and be like, what do I have? What do I not have? Astral Antenna is very good. I would probably pick it up most. Sigil is very good as well. And then finally, our last trinket is Screams, which isn't the best, but has some value. Now, if you're a Mythic Pluser, again, even if you never do this boss on Mythic, I would buy the boots on Heroic, because again, they're very strong. Now you can hold this till the end, right? Because like maybe you pug Heroic every week, eventually you'll get them, whatever. But even at 40%, and just drop this down, even at 40%, these boots are crazy, right? Like, just hands down. If you are a 3k IO, which I believe is what you need to get, no, it's all 12s timed, I believe. Actually, so I think it's less than 3k IO. It's like 29 something or other. Then there are a few trinkets from Mythic Plus you want to get. Now, the very first one, the highest priority one, if you do Mythic Plus, if I can sort by trinket here. Oh, it's not listed here. Why is it not doing this? It's the Stone Idol. We're gonna cut to WoW Hedge so I can show it to you. I found it. Okay, sorry, I didn't have to cut anything. It's just under Mythic. It only drops under Mythic. It doesn't drop on normal for whatever reason. The Cursed Stone Idol is our best on use in Mythic Plus. Now, this is specifically if you only do Mythic Plus, because this trinket's not very good in Raid. It is harder to get, but Araz's Ritual Forge, if you've killed Araz on Mythic, will be better for Raid and still be very good in Mythic Plus, so I picked that up. But if you are just a Mythic Pluser, or you'll never kill Forge Weaver Araz on Mythic, then this is going to be your best on use to grab. You have to channel it. It's a hasted channel. You can move during it. It's not that bad. You deal damage, and then you get critical strike effects. So you get 7,000 baseline, then you get 371 more for each enemy you hit, up to 9,000. Minute and a half, that's very strong. 10,000 crit with a bunch of agility on it. This is a 681 champion one, so it goes higher than that, of course. Is very powerful. So this is probably your number 2 pickup after the boots. From there, you want to get a passive trinket. Now, there are a few options for passive trinkets. I would say one of the best ones is probably Soleil's Secret Technique. This one gives you a lot of stats, gives you very consistent stats, and it gives your allies some stats as well. This is only good if you can get crit or mastery from it. If you can't get crit or mastery, it's not very good. It's like really bad on haste reverse. But if you can get crit or mastery, this is going to be your best one if you also account the stats you give your allies. Now, if you don't care about your allies, you're like, oh, I play with pugs, they're shitters anyways, then you can pick up a C4 Pacemaker. This trinket was nerfed. It's still pretty strong. It is not our best trinket. I would say that Astral Antenna and also Soleil's are better than it. But if this trinket's very good, if you can't get Antenna, you can't get crit from Soleil's, or you don't care about giving your ally stats, which is like, you know, good for you, I guess. This will be your best passive. So there's a little bit more nuance here. There's like some other options you can pick up too. I believe you can get like Ritual Mud for if you play Vengeance, or you can grab the Tome thing if you play Vengeance. No, I don't really play Vengeance, so I'm not going to tell you that stuff. But basically, if you're a Mythic Pluser, you'll buy the boots even on Heroic. But again, you can delay that a little bit to see if you get them. Then it's going to be Curstone Idol is your best on use. And then if you can't get stuff from Mythic Raid, it's going to either be Soleil's Secret Technique or Pacemaker. And these are things you can sim. You'll be able to sim this on Droptimizer, but it is going to depend on what bosses you can kill, right? Like, if you can get access to raid stuff and you care about raid, then maybe picking up an Eras's Ritual Forge would be good. But if you're like, oh, I'm next on Prio for this, I'll get it anyways, then you can grab a Curstone Idol. There's a lot of nuance here. As long as you're grabbing the trinkets I've listed here, like, you'll be pretty happy with yourself and like you're not making a bad choice. But there is a bit of like, you know, risk analysis about this, right? Like, if I buy this trinket, what are the chances of me getting it through another source, etc., etc. So lots of good stuff here to pick. Don't feel too stressed out about it. Just grab whatever is good, or grab whatever you want to play. Boots, I would say, are the highest priority, and after that, it's like a bunch of different trinkets are good. So figure out the one that works the best for you and buy that. So don't overthink it. Again, you can sim this stuff on Wowhead. There's not Wowhead, Raid Bots. There should be a simming option, so look for that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. So I'll have content later this week. I think I'm moving at the end of this week. If not the end of this week, then early next week. So I'll be a little busy, but trying to have content for you guys still, of course. And then next week should be pretty fun. But yeah, so I appreciate y'all. I will see you guys next time. Good luck with Legion Remix, which I guess I'll be streaming this week. Maybe I'll have a video for that soon. Good luck with Turbo Boost stuff if you're gaming, and Alpha's online. There's a lot of content right now, eh? I'm really busy. Anyways, yeah, appreciate y'all. Peace. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you to Correlated. Thank you to Alexander Trifunovich, Fear Redefined, Loose Change, rpoms46, Basu Terceros, Zuligan, Dupe, Spaghetti, Gabriel Correa, Magic Man 133, and Felfadarin Dark Terror. Thank you all so much. Thank you to everyone who watches the videos, but especially to those of you who are supporting the channel. Helps me make content, of course. If you want to support the channel, get your name shouted out at the end of the video. Consider becoming a channel member down below. There'll be more perks coming soon-ish for channel members. Trying to work on that a little. And again, thank you to everybody. Also, go follow me on Twitch, stuff like that. And y'all are awesome. See you guys next time. Peace.